with the big. Great. All right, everybody. Well, hey, welcome to Monday, which means we're doing another Rotary training. And it's really great that all of you took your Monday night out to attend the training. I know the football game's already over, so, quite a sacrifice from you guys. So at this point, we've got a pretty good hour planned for you guys. And so we're going to start it off with DGE Randy. It's got a few announcements. Then we'll say aloha from DG Sandy. We're going to do a little breakout room get together, and then we'll work into image tonight. Okay, DGE Randy, it's all yours.
All right, thanks, Vincent. Aloha, everybody. I sure appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. We got 32 participants, which is pretty darn good for a Monday night. I just got a few things that I wanted to update folks on. The first thing I wanted to update you on was the Rotary shirt. Naomi has some swatches and samples that she'll show you, because we've had to make changes to the shirt from what we originally thought that we were going to do. So these are the two colors that you get to choose from. The burgundy one is the preferred color, for when we do the group photo at Pets. And I say preferred because if folks can only want to buy one shirt and they much prefer the charcoal shirt, by all means, we're not going to exclude anybody because they got the charcoal shirt on instead of the burgundy one. So both will be available. I don't think we've got a final cost on it. I think it's going to be somewhere around $35, right, Naomi? From what
40
had mentioned. Yeah, so they'll be about $35, which is not too bad for a Rotary shirt.
I paid 40. No, wait. I don't know. Did I pay?
Yeah,
I paid 40.
Adrian will refund you the $5, but
No, yeah, forget it, Naomi.
no, but you need to reorder. You have to go back in and reorder.
Oh, because they changed it because I got some aqua one. All right, well, send that out so I do that. Okay. All right.
There's a little bit of story on behind, what the reason why we had to kind of adjust on the shirts. The shirt that we thought we were going to go with, we got the sample in, washed it, and it kind of shrinks a little bit, and it's very, very wrinkled. And so I don't know about you folks, but I'm not crazy about ironing. So we decided to not go that route. The Poplin mixed shirts that we'll buy, that we have up now, are much more user-friendly and not having to iron them. More to follow on. We'll have a better picture of it up once Robert's able to kind of put the picture together for us, but it'll be up on the website to order, along with the pins and the what else do we have there? Oh, just your arrival dates and times and stuff for when the PEs are arriving into San Jose. So, and that's just because there's two main times. One time will get you in about 3:30 in the afternoon. The other one gets you in about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. So we just want to make sure that we have a welcoming committee there to whenever you do get to the hotel. And then
Aloha. So you said San Jose? I thought it was Los Angeles.
Yeah, it is Los Angeles. I don't know why.
Okay.
It is
Great.
definitely.
Thank you. You scared me for a second.
Hey.
Are we supposed to input this someplace?
Yeah, just on the on the website.
The 5,000?
Yeah, that Naomi set up for you to do your shirt orders and your pin orders and stuff. There's a departure, arrival time and a departure time. there on that link, so we can kind of keep track of where everybody's at.
Okay.
We have a few that are not going to be able to attend pets. Some are Hanaho presidents, which is not a problem. They've been to pets. Some, one has been to pets twice before, so they elect not to attend. But as long as they're, you do all the pre-work and everything for those Hanaho presidents, you'll be able to catch up on the changes in Rotary over the last couple of years. So good for the Hanaho presidents, even if they're not able to attend pets, to do the training that Naomi and Vincent have set up. One other quick thing about pets, the keynote speaker initially, we were trying to get Nainoa Thompson to be our keynote speaker. We thought he had a very, very good message for us at pets, and for the rest of the presidents going to be there, because pets will have about 500 PEs in attendance there. So it's going to be a rather large audience. But instead of Nainoa Thompson, because of other commitments and stuff that he had going on, we had to shift gears, and we got Hank Rogers from Honolulu Sunrise to be our keynote speaker. I'm really excited about Hank's message because it ties in with my theme in that together we can, and he's very, very much into environmental issues. He's laser focused on it, and I don't know if everybody knows about Hank, but I won't take up a whole lot of time, because you can YouTube Hank Rogers and see his videos and stuff, and you'll get a really good feel for what Hank is all about. But he's in the Honolulu Sunrise Club, so big shout out to him. Rotarian helping out Rotarian, and a huge thanks to Dave Modeston. Dave is friends with Hank, and he was able to get his link together and get the commitment. So really owe Dave a big one for that. So sure appreciate his help. Just a quick note: the DG&D selection board meets on Saturday. The suspense to have the applications in is midnight tonight. So we'll have we'll do that selection. I'm not a voting member. I'm just there, and me and Sandy are just there to observe, because it's a PDG selection committee that'll happen on Saturday.
Was that something that you got in?
Pardon me? Okay. Would highly encourage, all the PEs to be engaged with their selection committee. That committee should be already working for your December elections that you should do in December in selecting, who's going to replace you and the others on your board of directors. Last thing that I've got, and I'll turn it back over to Vincent, is 3 December is our first PE AG social, which will be Oahu East and Windward. Kathleen and Jamie will take the lead on the venue and stuff, and I'll work with them on what we're going to do, and they'll get the invites out and stuff to everybody. Then on Saturday the 4th will be Oahu Waikiki. And if for some reason you're in an AG area and you can't attend Friday, but you can Saturday, it's no big deal to intermix. Just work with your AGs on who's going to kind of go to ones. And the whole purpose behind those is for the PEs, AGs, to get to know me a little bit better, and for me to get, more importantly, for me get to know you and your clubs a little bit better in a more social environment. And what we'll do is we'll take 5 minutes, and we'll give each one of the PEs an opportunity to speak for about 5 minutes about what they got going on and what they expect, some of the challenges that they're going to have over the year. We'll give the AGs 5 minutes, and then I promise to take 5 minutes myself, no more than that. Unless folks got a lot of questions and stuff, and I'm more than willing to answer questions and stuff. But the whole purpose is the social interaction, the fellowship that we want in the beginning of building the teams, the AG teams, and the district teams. So that's the whole purpose behind the PE and the AG socials. And again, we're doing that because we're not going to have an in-person pre-pets, and we're not going to have a fall training assembly per se. Well, we will have a fall training assembly, but it won't be in person on my year. So with that, unless anybody's got some questions, I'll turn it back over to Vincent. But if you have any questions, pop them in the chat box or just give me a shout out. More than fine.
Okay, thanks a lot, Randy. Nice job. Okay, so we're gonna click out to a breakout group, but before that, hey, DG Sandy, you got any words of aloha for us tonight?
Always have words of aloha. Aloha, everyone. It's so great to see all of you. Happy day after Halloween. I want you to know if any of you have any extra chocolate left, I will be happy to take and consume your chocolate for you. And I just want to say a special mahalo. It's been a really busy month, and we're going to find ourselves getting even busier as time goes on with a lot of our service projects. Our polio, our World Polio Day event, the end of last month was terrific. I thank all of you for your support for that. And more important, the call for action to serve our healthcare workers with aloha. We've adopted every hospital in the state. And all of the clubs have just been so remarkable in all of the things that you've been doing to share your aloha. And I just want to say thank you because you're making a tremendous impact. So mahalo. Have a good session. I'm looking forward to it with you tonight.
Okay, thanks a lot, DG Sandy. That's great. All right, so hey, one of the great things about being a PE is that you have a chance to meet other president-elects from all over the state. So tonight we're going to start off with just a quick, 5-minute breakout group where I'm just throwing you out there at random. You'll get a chance to meet other people, maybe that you don't meet or haven't met before, and get to know them a little bit better before we all end up in Los Angeles. So we're going to break up for about 5 minutes. I'm sending you that request, and if you don't end up in a room, you can stay here and I'll put you into a room if you want one. And we'll be back, and then, hey, we've got Ted Fagel standing by. Okay, talk to you in about 5. Okay, here comes somebody. Okay, we got
Randy,
this about everybody going. Let's
Yep.
see.
Hi, Naomi.
can we ask everybody if they still want to order the theme pins? Today is the deadline. We got to get them to put it into the club runner, the event runner.
Oh, okay.
So
Sure.
ask them if they want to order, they've got to do it today.
Okay.
You wanna do that when we come back out of breakouts? You can do it, Naomi, or Randy can do it.
Randy,
Yeah, I'll be more than
Randy,
happy to just tell them that, ask them to go to the D5000 website to, or the link that Naomi provided. And it's the link, is that the link you put in the
That's-
chat there?
Yep, that's the link.
Okay.
Yep.
If they want to
And
do
also, you want to make an announcement about Zone Institute, that virtual, they can register for $49.
okay.
And I can put the link in the chat for them to register.
Yeah, I'd be glad to.
Okay, all right. So Ted was all ready to go because as we were talking, Josh was going, "Oh, I won't be able to stay for the meeting tonight." I'm like, "Oh, of course we kind of expected that," but at any rate, hey, there's my neighbor, Mike Carroll.
Vincent, as soon as I pop up, you're wiping your forehead. I'm like, no, holy, it can't be that bad, brother.
Yeah, no, no, it's not. It's not that
Okay,
bad.
now I still introduced you with the wrong club name,
Right.
and you
So
did
you owe
not
me-
answer my email. What
you owe
is
me a
your
beer.
favorite cold beverage so I can repay
All
for that
right.
mistake? What,
All right.
so
Well, we'll
you
have
can
to.
chat to me afterwards or whatever.
We'll have to. Yeah, we'll have to talk about that when the meeting's not recorded. So
That's why I
Randy.
asked you when it was being recorded. We're very careful at my club. What you say while it's being recorded.
Okay. So hey, gang. Randy's got one more announcement to make, and then we're going to go to Mr. Fagel. Go ahead, Randy.
Actually, I have two.
All right.
One, most importantly, is your pin orders, the theme pin orders need to be in today. So you go to the link that Naomi put in chat, and that'll take you right to the D5000 site in order to do your pin order. So if you're wanting pins, please do that, and just keep in mind, they are much cheaper to buy the pins now whenever we have a group discount than whenever you try and buy them at Pets. They'll be almost twice as much at Pets if you're going to hold off and buy them at Pets.
So
And then,
how much are they?
it's on. I'm sorry, but it's on the website or on that link. It'll show you how much the pins are.
If we already placed an order, we're good to go?
Yeah, you're good to go if you've already placed an order. It's just for those that hadn't placed their orders, you need to try and do it tonight because we've got to put the order in hopefully tomorrow, so we have them back in time for Pets.
And Randy, for the rest of us, we need to reorder our shirts because all the colors changed, right?
Yeah.
So anybody that thought they ordered them, we need to reorder them tonight with the new color.
Tonight, okay.
Yeah,
Unless
thanks,
you order both
thanks, Mike.
colors, and then you're just gonna get two colors.
Well, I'm not gonna get my aqua. I mean, come on, David, I'm not gonna get my aqua, so I gotta reorder something else.
Oh, we got a burgundy for you, Mike. So
No, there we are. But my point is that we just need to all just update our orders for the new colors.
yeah,
Okay.
you do. That one is not as critical as the pin order, though. Pin order, we need it tonight. But if you want to mull over what color shirts you want, for next few days, that's fine. The other thing I wanted to make an announcement on Zone Institute, which is coming up in February, they are offering a. No, wait, let me back up on
Next
that.
week.
Next week, they're offering a $49 virtual Zone Institute sign up. So if you don't want to attend, or if you're not attending in person, but you want to do the Zone Institute, it's $49 virtually, a lot less than the rest of us will spend going there in person. So, Vincent, that's all I got. I don't want to take up any more of your time, pal.
Okay, folks. So tonight's training is actually a review of the assignment last month, which was on public image, and then we're going to do a little preview of our November assignment on foundation. So we're very fortunate tonight to have Ted Fagel, who is our one of our the district's public image gurus. Who's going to share some information. And actually, since Ted's actually reviewed and read the assignment, he's going to ask you some pointing questions about what you should have done this month. So, okay, Ted, I'm going to turn it over to you and we'll have some fun.
Okay, thanks, Benson. How long should I plan?
Uh, Yeah, go. I think we've got a couple of things. Naomi's got a couple of things to discuss at the end. So if you want to take 20 minutes or so, I think we're good. 25, we're good.
Okay, thanks. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ted Fagel. I'm the current assistant governor on the island of Kauai. And I'm also the current co-chair for our district social media and was our sole chairperson for district social media last year. Participated in some other district roles like working on the bid committee for our 2027 Honolulu convention. And of course, participating in all of these great trainings along with all of you. So my understanding is that you had a set of assignments this month on public image, and some of that was in the Learning Center. I was given about 2 hours today to quickly glance through this. So we'll make this very interactive. The purpose is really for me to review a few key ideas with you, and then also give you the opportunity to ask questions either of me or of each other, so that we can all come up with best practices to improve the public images of our clubs all across the state. So why don't we jump right in, and I'll ask you guys a few questions to start with. Who can help us with what is public image? And how do we determine what our public image is? Anybody with an idea, feel free to unmute and speak up. I may not see your hand raised.
Well, I guess I'd say if you told somebody you're a Rotarian, they wouldn't ask, what's that? They might want to know. They might say, oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Uh-huh.
And then if you say, well, you know about polio, and they would say, oh yeah, Rotary does something about that. Or they'd say, oh, I've heard some stuff about Rotary, it's all good. I think I think the big challenge I see is when you tell somebody you're in Rotary, they don't always know what that is.
Right.
Because anybody that knows anything about it will say it's always a positive. I never hear a negative.
Yeah. So some of the research that Rotary International has done has shown that a large proportion of people have heard the name Rotary. They've maybe seen a Rotary sign coming into their town. They've maybe seen a mention of Rotary somewhere in their local newspaper or other places. But the vast majority of people still don't know what it is that Rotary does. And so part of our public image is just helping people understand not only the awareness of there is this thing called Rotary, but what is it that Rotary does, and why does Rotary do that or do those things, right? How for your club, your individual club, how would you go about trying to understand the public image of your club in your community? Do you already know that? Or do you have ideas of how you might find that out? Any ideas?
This is Josie. One of the things that I would say is we've been working on the fact that people know our club because it's Taste of Hawaii, but they forget that Taste of Hawaii is a fundraiser. So it's one of the things we have been trying to really get out to the folks of what it is that we actually do with that money and why we do it, and reminding people it is a fundraiser, not just a big giant party. But it is the perception that people have of you based on what they observe and what they see. And so it is one of the things that I would agree, a lot of people, they've heard of Rotary, they know it's Rotary, but they don't really know why we do what we do.
Good. Other ideas? How would you find out what your club's current public image is?
My name is Keisha. I'd like to share. One of the ways that I found, or that I began to answer the question, I asked others who were former members of our club or even current members, and then others in the community who might benefit from some of the things that we do, in sharing with them ideas about service projects or things like that. I would ask the question initially, had they heard of Rotary? And then they probably would say something about the larger picture, Rotary National. And then some of them would share stories about local clubs. And then I would ask specifically about our club if they didn't mention our club. So asking the public what their opinion is has been helpful.
Great, great ideas. Any other ideas?
So Ted, this is Lila.
Yeah.
Hi, thanks for helping us this evening or being with us. Is your question about how the public perceives us?
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you, do you know how the public perceives your club today? And if not, how would you confirm that? Or if you don't know, how would you find out?
Okay, well, personally, with the Rotary Club of Honolulu, we're trying to change our perception.
Good. From what to what?
Well, I'm discovering from our colleagues that there's a perception that our club is elitist, and I purposely put Diamond Head behind because that's the queen. And actually, we're in the process of redefining who we are. And so I think as it's a perfect time right now, right? Coming out of Zoom and doing all this stuff, because some members are attending, some we've maybe lost temporarily. So, you know, I think the public can certainly Google what Rotary is. I think that the question that we're needing to explore is who is Rotary? Who is Rotary not just in the world and in the United States, but here in Hawaii? And so it's not the who's as names and the image of a club, but rather who are we in relationship with every community.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So we find we're exploring within our membership first.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll share some public image insight to my club and other clubs on our island. Hopefully Josie doesn't disagree with me as I say this, but I talk a lot about Rotary as I go around in my various activities on our island. And I often get the feedback of, oh, Rotary, that's for rich old white guys on our island. We hear they do good things, but we hear they do good things, but we don't really know what things they do. So it's sort of, we have this idea they're good, but you have to be rich, old, and white to be part of them. So I, of course, try to, on a one-on-one basis, try to change that public image from what it currently is to something else. Also very consciously for my club in our public image to reinforce what it was that we wanted we wanted our public image to be, not necessarily what it was. And that takes time. And you have to repeat the messages over and over again. And you have to have the imagery that reinforces those messages. And it's an investment in time and energy to make that happen, because people don't change their perceptions overnight. Most people need to hear a marketing message anywhere from 3 to 7 times before they really understand it and internalize it.
Is this something that the district could do, or even international, as like public service announcements, because, you know, this talk about doing it on social media, forget it. You know, I'm not on Facebook. I got banned and we filed a lawsuit against them in federal court in California. So we'll see how far that gets. But I'm like thinking of, there's a lot of different, you know, there's Olelo, there's this, there's that. And I had this thing of, did you know that Rotary blank, blank, blank? Did you know that Rotary blank, blank, blank? I mean, I was thinking I'd like to start, you know, getting together with Lila and whatever few to start saying, did you know that Rotary was instrumental in starting the United Nations? Did you know that Rotary started, not just jumped on somebody else's back, but started the fight against polio? Did you know that Rotary did this on the Big Island? Did you know that Rotary did that? Because, you know, or that we contributed so much money to help schools in Burma or in the South Pacific. Is there some way that we could do that so it's not just our little individual clubs doing things, but blasting it out on the television or even radio announcements? I mean, that would have, I guess you'd have to pay for that. So that's like a district thing.
Well, that's one avenue, and we'll talk more about avenues and where we can impact our messaging and change our public image. If you can hold that thought for just another minute. Before we move on to that, though, I'd just like to ask the group, why is our public image important? Why does it matter that we have a good public image and that people know what we do and why we do it? Why does that matter?
Get people excited about joining, so we get more people to do more things and pay more money.
Yeah.
Great. Any other reasons?
Yeah. Hey, Ted, Dave Mosman had a question. So Dave, go ahead and ask your question.
You know, I said one of the things that I think we struggle with is that each club seems to try to create their own identity of what Rotary is, and they want to live by that identity. And if you're a club that has few clubs like on Kauai, it's easier to kind of stand out. But when you're a club of 30 clubs on Oahu, every club seems to want to say, I have my own identity. I have my own way of doing things. We're the Read to Me club. We're the this club. We're the that club. And I think in some ways that causes a little bit of a quagmire of our identity and our perception, because there isn't a unified perception of all the Rotary clubs in the state of Hawaii. We're all individual clubs that seem to want to live on the coattails of maybe something we did a while back that is no longer as big of an issue as it is today, but it still stands. But I think maybe as a group, we need to start thinking about how do we unify the Rotary name so that the perception of what people see of us is one of a unified group of doing good in the world.
Good. What are some other reasons why it's important for us to have that unified vision and communication and be able to apply it to our own clubs? We talked about awareness and getting people interested to join us. Are there other reasons why it's important? Josie, you're on mute. I see your lips moving.
Okay, there I am. I normally just like to move my lips. I would say that it's also important that they trust us. We're asking them for money. We're asking them for support. They need to trust us. And especially in today's times, it's even more important.
Right. Any other ideas? Why is it important? Yeah, Al.
Yeah,
I think it's important because we aren't going to be able to carry out our mission if we're not perceived as an organization to go to when there are needs that need to be met. So if people say, oh, you know, our community needs a new this or that, let's go talk to Rotary because they know how to get things done and they do things, then I think that's the kind of image that I would like to have all of our clubs, at least on Maui, project. And I think we're doing okay.
Yeah. So we might want others to help point us to where there's a community need. We might want others to partner with us to address a community need. So if they don't know who we are, what we do, why we do it, they may not know to even reach out to us, either to do something or to partner with us. Great, good points. Yeah,
Hey, Ted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, because I'm a longtime Rotarian, North Hawaii, we're just kind of getting rebuilt over here. But I think it's important when, I think what was hit on about Oahu was because of the concentration of clubs there, it's important that they have unity and sort of send the same message. And I really like the whole idea. Of course, everyone's sort of plugged into community projects, community service. But you take community, and my elevator speech is more like, Rotary does community service, international service, and we're about service above self. So I say that service 3 times. And in the elevator speech, when, in the elevator, you got 30 seconds to talk to someone, what's Rotary? It's community service, international service, and a service above self. That is, us Rotarians, we try to help individuals, especially those in difficult situations. And I think when you say that in a way that's universal among, because remember, there's over 30,000 clubs and over 1 million Rotarians, and we have a very similar message. And I think in Hawaii, it's not much different than anywhere else in the world. So I think just saying that as a group consistently, sort of in that elevator speech, is probably the most effective thing you could do.
Good point. Yeah. Another aha moment for me came a couple years ago. I was able to attend the Zone Institute, and one of our PDGs from the Seattle area led a session, workshop, and the workshop was around answering this very question of what is Rotary? And the aha moment for me was, her advice was, if somebody asks you what, you answer with why. And so if somebody asks me, what is Rotary? And I answer with, well, we're 1.2 million members and we're in 35,000 clubs around the world and blah, blah, blah. And we do a lot of service and we have meetings every week. Probably your eyes started to glaze over as I answered that question, if you're not already involved or committed or tangentially related somehow to Rotary. That's kind of a bunch of mumble jumble statistics. But if somebody asks me, what is Rotary? And I make it personal and I give the why, I can say, well, in Rotary, I get to work on service projects that have a huge impact in my local community. For example, my club does a kids' Christmas party in December, where we have 100 children who are clients of Child and Family Services. The kids come for a bento breakfast, we watch a movie, they have a visit from Santa Claus and a gift from Santa Claus. Our high school students help purchase and wrap the gifts in advance. And I've had kids at that party turn to me and say, this is the best day ever. Now, did that capture your attention a little bit more than there are 1.2 million members and 35,000 clubs? Now, after I tell that story, I might go on to say, you know, we have 5 clubs on our island, and you know, these are some of the other things that we do. But I'm trying to get to the core of not just the statistics of what is Rotary, but why are we Rotary? Why do we care? Why is it that we're doing all of this? And that might fuel or light a fire that would resonate with you, that you'd like to get involved in something like that with that kind of meaning and that kind of impact, either in your local community or an example of an international service project. Whatever is the why for you, to share that story, to engage people. So let's come back around. Adrienne started us a couple minutes ago on some of the where we communicate our public image. And she mentioned public service announcements on television. Where are some of the other places that we need to be thinking about communicating our public image? Anybody?
Social media.
Social media, great. Where else?
Our business pages, if you have a business page.
Yeah.
Like
Where else?
We've done it on the radio.
Great, Josie, radio. Where else?
Newspaper.
Newspapers, yep. Where else?
On some of those signs, when we are doing a service project, we sometimes will have a banner or sign.
Yeah, at our projects.
Mm-hmm.
Or might be projects or other events.
Right.
So
We wear Rotary at work shirts when we're doing work.
Yeah, wear a t-shirt when you're doing a project. Where else?
Google optimizing for volunteer projects in Maui. Right now, we're not showing it all, and just having blogs or pages optimized and just showcasing what kind of volunteer projects are upcoming or recently completed could be helpful also.
Yeah, making sure you show up in the search results. If people Google something about Rotary or about your club or about Rotary on your island, do you have articles and web pages out there that people will find you and find information about you? Where else?
When we're out there helping other groups also, you're doing that.
Yes, so when you're partnering with other people,
yep,
you're communicating your public image and how you're partnering, who you're partnering with, how you're partnering, and during your partnership with them. Any others that we haven't covered yet that you think of?
When we go out to do projects, for example, our Wahiawa Wailua Club did a cleanup where at the freeway exit entrance where you come into Wahiawa, and we had our sign out. And after that part of it was over, Keone and I went to a number of the businesses around that area and just said hello, 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 and talked to people who were in line at Jack in the Box, as well as the people behind the desks in different places, you know, and just said hello and told them what we were doing out there that day.
Yeah, just talking to people one-on-one. That's another way.
Yeah.
Great, good ideas. Any others we haven't covered yet?
I'm thinking, Ted, you must know a whole bunch of things that we haven't thought of, and you're going to surprise us with like, oh, I should have thought about that. I mean,
no, I'm actually checking to see if you guys have thought of something that I haven't yet.
We've done projects that include partnering with churches. And so we get our name out and in the community through the churches.
Right. Okay. I think that's a pretty good sampling. I think we've covered most of the key ways. So let me ask, who in your club is responsible for public image?
Depending.
Dave, I saw your lips move that time.
I said everyone.
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 Yeah. Agreed.
I saw a lot of head nodding.
Mhm.
You're all very smart. You knew
Good
the
one,
right.
Dave.
So we all have, though you may have a public image chairperson for your club. If you're a larger club, you might have a public image committee. But even though they provide some leadership and some frameworks for us and some execution manpower or person power for us, it's all of us in the club who are actually responsible. And we need to be armed with the right kinds of messages and be prepared to answer questions as we interact with others in our community, to either reinforce the good public image that we already have, or to help shift that public image from what it is today to what we want it to be. Also then part of our homework was talking about messaging and what are the kinds of messages that we want to communicate to help people form the desired public image about us. So what, as you did your homework and you gave that some thought, what did you think about, or what can you think of right now that are some key messages that you would like people to get through our communications about Rotary that may or may not be the same as what they believe today?
Well, I like to think of Rotary as a couple of things. Is one, that it's exciting and fun, because I think people are looking for something that's exciting. But the other thing is, especially for, I mean, the local stuff's really important, but the fact is that everybody wants to help and make a difference. It's somehow inside, they're like, I'm just a little cog. I mean, this is a whole planet. I don't have any, but in Rotary, your little bit can affect somebody in Africa, can affect someone in Asia. Just your little bit. And look, if you give to the foundation, then this money gives like this. So you can feel a part of something bigger than yourself. I think that's the thing. You're a part of something bigger than yourself. You're like, whoa, I mean, like, wow, this is really cool. I'm like feeling more than just my little finger right here.
Yeah, great points. What else? What are some other reasons that people would be interested in Rotary, and how would we make that part of our public image?
Well, what about fellowship, Ted?
Yeah,
fellowship.
When I first, this is Josie, when I first arrived to the island, you've one thing to vacation here, all of a sudden you live here, you're here alone. I was looking at the various groups and stuff in order for me to be able to meet people, to expand more and get more involved in the community. So Rotary was, I'll call it networking, but not business networking. It was personal networking, which I found, which really, obviously I'm still here with the club. Obviously I met my need.
Right. So networking between certainly business networking, it might be also networking among nonprofits or business and nonprofits.
Right.
It's all, I mean, networking too is just meeting people that in your normal line of work or, your own world, all of a sudden now I'm meeting people like that I would never have the opportunity to interact with in my normal day-to-day thing. So I think that's a part of the networking, as like Joyce said. I think that's really I think that's a real good thing is people are looking for some way to connect with other people.
And in addition to that, would also be resources. The clubs are incredible resources. And an example for me would be, I needed a dentist the first week that I had joined Rotary, and I just went to the club. I said, I need a dentist. And somebody, and little did I know, we had a dentist in the club.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
until this day, whenever I need something, I'm putting things out to the Rotarians, looking for this, looking for that. And it's also a great resource.
Right, right. So you've just hit on a great set of points. So some of the things now, go back and think about for your club, some of your social media posts, some of the newspaper articles. Are we communicating those messages? And is there a way we could communicate those messages better in the coming year when you're the leader of your club? Of it's fun, it's exciting. It gives us an ability to make a difference in our community, both locally and internationally. There's fellowship, and you can expand your network. So I'll leave you with those few key points, and I'll extend your homework period here now to take those points and think about for your club's public image, what are some ways you can work those points in during the year that you're the president of your club?
Thanks, Ted. Great job.
Thank you all. This was all your ideas. I'm just the facilitator. So with that, I believe, Naomi, I hand back to you. Is that correct?
Yes,
Yep.
thank you.
Naomi's got a few things to go over. Thanks, Ted. Appreciate your help.
Thank you.
So you see how all of these things fit together, membership, foundation, and public image. And Adrian, you hit it on the nose when you talk about how the foundation, we're doing all of these things around the world because of foundation. So this month's assignment is to look at your foundation committee and look at foundation basics, but it also asks you to look for some information. I'm going to help you with finding that information. So when you log into Rotary.org, okay, go down to this space that says View Club Goals. It'll take you straight to Rotary Club Central. Rotary Club Central is where you have reports. So go to reports, okay? And on your reports, we're going to look for foundation giving. So I clicked on this one, foundation giving. This is where you can find reports on foundation, how much your goals are, how many people you have in certain categories. So I clicked on the analysis, and this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a report of 5 years of goals and 5 years of total giving. And then you have, okay, wait, let me pick October, and you click this arrow and then the OK, and it'll populate this spreadsheet. So this analysis, this is for West Honolulu, is through October. These are the goals that we had for the last 5 years. This is our actual giving. Okay, and then it has all of the contributions, your membership, how many E-Ray members you've got, sustaining members, and Polaris Society people. So this is where you can find your information. You can also find your recognition summary. And so you need to be in your year when you log in, right? And so your recognition summary shows you all of your members and how much they've given, if they're close to getting a Paul Harris Fellow, if they are on a Rotary Direct. You have this Bequest Society, so you can find out who's on the Bequest Society, Paul Harris Society. So all of these reports are for your club in foundation. So you have membership, foundation, and service tabs. So that's where you can find your information to do this month's homework.
Naomi, are you saying that as PE, we can access this? Could you put that or send out an email to remind us again? I get so many emails.
So when you log in to Rotary, you're
5,000.
Yeah, no, you're in Rotary.org. So you go to My Rotary.
Okay.
Okay, and then go to View Goals. Then you get to Rotary Club Central. Okay,
You mean you're talking about the Art Rotary International site, right? The main Rotary.
Right, and you need to be in your year So you got to go
What
to
is-
your
What does that mean? My year? My year as president or PE or just,
year as president. So you've got to go to 22, 23 in order to see your information. So
Well-
just put your goals in.
oh, okay.
I think
But then you said about to look at the other stuff. Can we look at who's given how much from the current year right now?
yeah, I'm sorry. For that, you need to be a foundation, or you can be put on as the executive secretary for your club, and then you can get into there. So Rotary Club Central, there are certain positions that can get into this. So take a look at your goals for this for 22, 23, and in there you would be able to get the history for your clubs. So we'll go, right now it's a little early to put your goals in, but we will cover that at pre-pets.
Naomi, can I interject something? Because I was looking up some things. I went in yesterday to the Club Central Rotary Foundation Giving, and they let me pull the reports from my club. So apparently the PEs have it already. I didn't think I was going to have it, but I wanted to let you guys know, apparently we do have it now instead of 6 months from now.
Okay, so if I have trouble, I'll know to call Liz up and have her walk me through it. All right.
Everybody call Liz.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Sure.
why did
I'm
the
always
club-
happy to help. But as I said, I didn't think I had it, but I went in and it was there. So
okay,
letting you know.
Okay, Benson.
Hey, that's great. Thanks, Naomi. How about that? 7 o'clock right on the dot. Okay, folks. Hey, another Monday night training for Rotary. I appreciate everybody attending. We're really excited with this group marching on our way to Los Angeles for pets in February. We are not going to have a PE meeting for December, so you get the month off, and then we'll see you in January. Okay.
okay.
Other questions, put it in the chat or let us know or hang around. But everybody else, have a good evening. See you later.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Thank you. Aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha, guys. It was fun.
Thanks.
See you next time.
Good to see you.
I'm hanging around with a question.
Thank you, Randy, for July 1st. See you there.
So can